Ryan Tate, The 20% Doctrine, How Tinkering, Goofing Off, and Breaking the Rules at Work Drive Success in Business. Get ready to discover the power of the 20% doctrine, a transformative principle utilized by innovative companies such as Google to drive success in business. Through fascinating case studies, you'll learn how allocating 20% of paid work time to passion projects can ignite creativity, boost morale, and lead to impressive results. Find out how Gmail, AdSense, Flickr, and other groundbreaking innovations emerge from this unconventional yet highly effective concept. As you delve into this summary, you'll uncover guidelines on implementing this doctrine, from embracing creative freedom and quick iterations to connecting with personal passions and seeking external support.
Innovate with 20%. Allow personal projects to drive innovation. Learn from the likes of Google and encourage innovation by allowing your employees to work on personal projects for 20% of their work time. This approach facilitates creative freedom, encourages passion-driven work, embraces reuse of existing systems, recognizes that a crude first attempt is better than a delay, urges quick iterations, promotes information sharing, and advocates for being open to outsiders. Regularly engage workers with side projects that inspire and challenge them and allow them to think out of the box. Many companies impose rules and bureaucracy that discourage employees from thinking innovatively. A 20% work setting avoids such demotivation and instead permits employees to feel empowered. When given the opportunity to work on personal projects, workers develop infectious enthusiasm that creates a benefit to company morale and the product. Don't aim for perfect, especially not on the first try. A crude, primitive version of your project yields critical momentum and advantages. Refine and improve it later. Embracing rapid releases and consistently seeking feedback from others enhances projects' developments and may win support outside of the regular chain of command. Finally, have lessons communicated as they're learned to keep existing networks informed. The power of 20% projects. In the corporate world, the lack of structure is the whole point of a 20% project. It springs from solving a problem that bothers you personally and that drives you to solve it for others. One prime example is Google engineer Paul Buchheit's two revolutionary projects, Gmail and AdSense, which earn some $10 billion annually for Google. Buchheit adapted Google's rudimentary email system by coding Gmail in a matter of hours and testing it with his coworkers. His goal was to acquire 100 happy users before releasing it to the public, which he achieved with one convert at a time, and now has over 200 million users worldwide. Buchheit's supervisor forbade him from working on AdSense, but he hacked a porn filter to create and release a prototype of AdSense by morning, proving the viability of the 20% doctrine. Other individuals and companies have since successfully used the 20% concept. The time to take 20% projects seriously is now. From bankruptcy to $30 million, the story of Flickr. Stuart Butterfield, Katarina Fake, and Jason Classon founded Ludicorp in 2002 and developed Game Neverending, a web-based game. Facing bankruptcy in 2003, they gave their team creative freedom to come up with new product ideas and hacked the game code to create Flickr, a photo-sharing web service. Flickr employed the pivot business strategy, and with iterative improvements based on customer feedback, they released the first public beta version. Within 18 months, Yahoo bought Flickr for $30 million. The story of Flickr shows how side projects can be a solution to insular thinking and how the pivot can help firms create entirely new products. The rise of hackathons. In 2005, Atlassian and JobSpot pioneered the concept of a hackathon as a one-time 8 to 11-hour pressure cooker event which produced new breakthroughs and increased company morale. Inspired by their success, Yahoo programmer Chad Dickerson organized and sponsored the first official Hack Day programming marathon in 2006, which turned out to be a game-changer for the company. Since then, high-tech firms like Google, Facebook, Twitter, eBay, and LinkedIn have adopted this practice globally. Yahoo's hackathon went beyond the internal boundaries of the company, as it organized its first public event to attract up to 500 outsiders. The Open Hack Day in 2006 turned out to be the Woodstock of hackathons, earning accolades from bloggers and industry observers. Hackathons let programmers showcase their talents to the world, fueling innovation and improving relationships between companies and customers. From a teacher to a successful school principal. Joan Sullivan, a public school administrator, proposed launching a new academy in the New York City public school system under the aegis of her high school's nonprofit parent organization, Urban Assembly. Mayor Michael Bloomberg and school chancellor Joel Klein approved her proposal. Sullivan became the principal of the new high school, Bronx Academy of Letters, in 2003 at the age of 29 with no administrative certification. The school opened with 79 students and 5 teachers and achieved phenomenal success by 2007, ranking 7th among 400 New York public schools. By 2009, it achieved a 90% college acceptance and a 90% graduation rate, compared with the citywide average of 52%. The school raised $5 million in private funds, set up an endowment, and received $29.2 million from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's New Visions for Public Schools program. Bronx Academy of Letters success shows how important it is to free people from ordinary boundaries and enlist them as allies by showing them concrete things they can do to improve your project. Amanda Michel's Citizen Reporter Blueprint. Amanda Michel, a former volunteer coordinator in political campaigns, successfully led a team of 12,000 volunteer citizen reporters during the 2008 U.S. presidential campaign. Her Off the Bus project, part of the Huffington Post, revolutionized the national news coverage and created a set of best practices for bringing in non-staff contributors. Michel's 5-point recruiting formula, which includes casting a wide net and getting close to contributors, serves as an excellent blueprint for anyone seeking to involve outsiders in a 20% style project. The project's success was a result of slicing goals into contributor-friendly pieces and offering challenging assignments rather than easy ones. Off the Bus's reporting was more authentic than the mainstream media due to its casual, chaotic nature. The project became the Huffington Post's third most read section with 5.4 million unique monthly visitors. Thomas Keller's Recipe for Business Success. Thomas Keller, a celebrated chef and restaurateur, opened Ad Hoc, a throwback side project, in 2006 after feeling nostalgic for his early days of shoestring budgets. The restaurant was designed to be short-lived, open only 5 nights a week with no reservations and no bar service, and meals were served family-style for a fixed price of $45 for 4 courses. Keller deliberately chose simple, comfort dishes with emotional resonance from his patrons' childhood. Ad Hoc became a massive success, leading Keller to build an adjacent takeout shack called Addendum. Keller's success at Ad Hoc and his thrift mimicked the reuse of existing programming code, as seen in the development of Gmail, AdSense, and Flickr. He demonstrated the value of creating emotional reference points for staff and patrons to facilitate their engagement with the concept. Keller's recipe for business success is to scratch your own itch, rebel a little if need be, make a prototype quickly to prove your idea, iterate improvements quickly, and have a lot of chutzpah, a fine-tuned sense of your political position, and at least a little bit of luck. Applying the 20% rule. The book advocates using the 20% principle to improve any aspect of your life. Don't be overwhelmed by big projects, apply this principle on a smaller scale and make a difference in your job, company, or community. The takeaway is that even small actions can lead to significant and positive outcomes.
In conclusion, the 20% doctrine is a potent tool to unlock innovation and creativity in the workplace by allowing employees to spend a portion of their work time on side projects that excite and invigorate them. Companies such as Google, Yahoo, and even public schools have successfully applied this approach, leading to the development of Gmail, AdSense, and other remarkable creations. By embracing creative freedom, connecting with personal passions, iterating quickly, and seeking outside perspectives, this doctrine empowers individuals and organizations to overcome bureaucratic limitations, drive success, and make a lasting impact on their industries.